This podcast is presented by the Florida Thoroughbred Breeders and Owners Association and the Florida Department of Agriculture.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Florida Horse Podcast from the studios here at Kaplan Media in Ocala, Florida. In this podcast, we feature the connections of our divisional championship racehorses as we celebrate the Florida Thoroughbred Industries headline makers of 2022. The 8 divisional champions combined for 16 black-type stakes wins and 7 graded stakes wins, and 5 of the 8 horses were graded stakes winners. Additionally, Florida Breds garnered 24 graded stakes in 2022. Now let's get started with our 2022 champion 2-year-old filly, Lynx. Trained by Carlos A. David, she romped to 3 wins and nearly swept the Florida Sire Stakes, placing second in the last leg of the series, the My Dear Girl. Breeder and owner Brian Cohen accepted the award for Arundel, where her sire, Brethren, also stands.
Thank you very much. Carlos did a great job for us last year with Octane, and we wanted to try to find something nice for him this year, and we had a good-looking filly who was training really well on the farm, and it was super difficult. And I told Carlos, I said, I got a perfect filly for you, and I sent him to him, and he did a great job, and Rafa did a great job on the farm breaking her, and she's back home now, getting a little break, and hopefully comes back at the end of the summer and continues success. Thank you.
Awesome Strong was named the 2022 champion 2-year-old colt. The spectacular racehorse dominated the Florida Sire Stakes, sweeping all 3 legs on his way to an undefeated season. Trained by Jorge Delgado and bred by John B. Penn, he is by the Ocala stud stallion Awesome Slew. His owners, Bill and Alex Childs, Clay Lamb, and their CSLR Racing Partners group celebrated his success.
I'd like to thank everybody concerned with the Florida Thoroughbred Breeders Association. Y'all have all been fantastic to us. You've made us feel right at home. We're from Texas, of course. And I'd like to thank Jorge Delgado. He has been a fantastic trainer and done a wonderful job with Awesome Strong. We've given him a little rest, and we hope for him to be back very strong this spring. Thank y'all so much for everything you've done.
The 2022 Champion 3-0 filly came as no surprise. Midnight Stroll won the Grade 3 Delaware Oaks and the Stonehenge Farm South Sophomore Filly Stakes. She was bred by Dr. Carolyn von Rosenberg and raced under the silks of Gasta Stables, R.A. Hill Stable, and Stephen Schoenfeld. She was trained by John P. Terranova II. Dr. Carolyn von Rosenberg accepted the honor with her husband, Paul.
Oh, she was a class act right from the beginning, and we have the mare still, and she keeps producing really good colts, so we're very lucky. It's a great event. We're having a great time. I've been a member for a long time, and I hope it keeps going.
Our champion female sprinter, Hot Peppers. She is by Florida Stallion of the Year, Kozan. Hot Peppers was bred in Florida by Brent and Crystal Fernon, and initially trained by Ron Spatz and later by Rudy Rodriguez during her championship year. She is owned by Michael Dubb and Michael J. Caruso. The Fernons and trainer Ron Spatz shared their experience.
Well, Kozan's a gift that keeps on giving. He's been so good to us the last few years. His daughter, Hot Peppers, was maybe, without question, the best yearling on the farm when we had her. And fortunately, she ended up in good hands, and we were fortunate enough to let her actually accomplish what she was capable of.
She was a peach to train. Never did anything wrong. Showed a lot of speed right from the start. And the one thing you have to respect about her, she would not let a horse pass her in a dogfight. And she showed it time and time again.
This industry brings a lot of friendships together, and Ronnie's been a friend of ours for a long time. And so to see a filly that we've bred end up in his hands and have the success that she had means a lot.
Our next Florida bred champion, our Flash Drive, is a dual winner, capturing both the champion female turf horse title and champion older female title, having won the Bessarabian and the De La Rose Stakes. The homebred mare is trained by Hall of Fame trainer Mark Cassie and is owned by Charlotte Weber's Live Oak Plantation. Kim Cookson of Live Oak Plantation shared the team's excitement for our Flash Drive.
Well, it gives me great pleasure, again, to accept an award on behalf of Mrs. Weber. She would like to congratulate all the participants in the Florida horse racing industry. Mrs. Weber is very aware it is a privilege to be competing at this level and realizes how fortunate and blessed we all are. If it weren't for our trainer, Mark Cassie, and our other trainer, Mike Trombetta, and our team at Live Oak, we would not be here today accepting these awards. Our goal at Live Oak is to continue to be respected stewards of the thoroughbred racing industry. And on behalf of Mrs. Weber, I would like to thank everyone here at FTBOA for a lovely evening and the recognition of Live Oak Stud's continued diligence in pursuit of strength, endurance, and success. Thank you.
The male turf champion is Golden Pal, who is owned by Mrs. John Magnier, Michael B. Tabor, Derek Smith, and Westerberg, and trained by Wesley Ward. On turf, he won the Grade 2 Woodford, Grade 2 Shakertown, and the Grade 3 Troy. Breeder Randall Lowe and his wife Brenda were joined on stage by Sarah Finnessy of Horse Farms Forever to present the honor.
So unfortunately, Wesley Ward could not attend tonight's awards dinner to celebrate Golden Pal, the fastest horse he's ever trained. But he sends his best regards. Anyways, I am quite humbled and proud to accept this award as breeder of Golden Pal, the only horse in Florida history to win 2 Breeders' Cup races. 3 years ago when I won the first Breeders' Cup with Golden Pal as the owner and breeder, and then to see him win the second Breeders' Cup for the Coolmore Group has truly been a dream come true. My motto has always been, if you believe in the dream enough and you want it bad enough, it might not happen today, it might not happen tomorrow, but as long as you believe it will happen, it's just when will it happen, and dreams do come true. Thank you.
Simplification was also named the champion 3-year-old colt. His breeder, France Weiner, owners Tammy Bobo, her husband Fernando De Jesus, and Tristan and his wife Valerie Demerick, and Alex Sano, the trainer's son, shared the moment.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for being here tonight to join us in celebrating this special horse. First, I'd like to thank God for each and every blessing in our life and Him blessing us with this special horse. I'd like to thank the FTBOA for their recognition tonight and recognizing simplification. I'd like to thank my husband, Fernando De Jesus, and our right hand, Enrique Martinez, for their endless efforts in preparing these horses for their future as racehorses year after year. Without them, these awards are not possible. We'd like to thank Simplification for the ride of a lifetime. He has definitely taken each and every one of us on a memory we will always have forever. I would like to thank Valerie and Tristan Demerick for not just their friendship, but for their dedication year after year in preparing our 2-year-olds and that we have entrusted in them for the sales. It's the daily dedication that Tristan and Valerie have and the confidence and trust that is built in these young horses that sets the foundation for success in a racing future. The success that we have had with Valerie and Tristan is immeasurable. Fernando and I thank you both from the bottom of our hearts for all of the efforts and hard work with each and every one of our horses year after year. We'd like to thank Antonio Sano and his family, who have all become family through this process. Antonio's selflessness, hard work, and dedication to the horse is truly to be admired. Antonio's love for the sport of thoroughbred horse racing is limitless. Thank you. We would like to thank all of the staff that have been in the care, custody, and control of our horses who dedicate their lives to the thoroughbred industry. You are truly the root of our industry, and we thank each and every one of you for all your hard work and efforts. Lastly, we'd like to thank all of the tracks and racing fans and the support of Simplification worldwide. Thank you all.
Our final champion to close out the 2022 season is CZ Rocket. As a 9-year-old, CZ Rocket was the oldest champion last year and still performed at an elite level, hitting the board in 4 out of 5 times last season, including a second in the Grade 1 Breeders' Cup Sprint and in the Santa Anita Sprint Championship. He finished the year ranking 40th on the all-time money list for Florida breds with nearly $2 million in earnings. He was bred by Vicente Perez's Farm 3 Enterprise. And thank you for joining us for our podcast today, honoring the Florida Thoroughbred industry's headline makers of 2022. Thanks for joining us, and look forward to seeing you again on the Florida Horse Podcast.
This podcast is presented by the Florida Thoroughbred Breeders and Owners Association and the Florida Department of Agriculture.